Buffalo Bills are finalizing their 2023 season grades. And at the end of the game, we could see some fans here chirping at Gabe Davis about a lackluster season in his final year with the Buffalo Bills. Gabe Davis openly expressed that he is going to hit free agency to test the market and potentially sign to a different team. In this video, I want to talk about the player grades as well as the coaches' grades and kind of merge them together. But we can clearly see that Brandon Beane is already starting to make moves, signing 11 to the practice squad for 2024. The most notable position group here is wide receiver, including Andy Isabella, KJ Hammer, Tyrell Shavers, and Brian Thompson. We could see the list is very long with the Buffalo Bills 2024 free agents, including Micah Hyde, Daquan Jones, Leonard Floyd, Tibbs Settle, Jordan Phillips, Tyler Matakevich, Poona Ford, Dane Jackson, Tyrell Dodson, David Edwards, Trent Sherfield, Damian Harris, Taylor Rapp, Linval Joseph, AJ Epinesa, Shaq Lawson, Latavius Murray, Kyle Allen, Cam Lewis, Gabe Davis, and Quentin Morris. I want to go position by position and merge that together with the coaches, and it starts with Josh Allen, our quarterback. Josh Allen did throw a lot of interceptions this year, but we have to consider what happened with Ken Dorsey, our offensive coordinator, getting fired mid-season and promoting our quarterback coach, Joe Brady, to OC. Yes, we brought in DJ Mangus to be kind of a help to Joe Brady, also a kind of quarterback coach to Josh Allen, but we have to remember that Josh Allen really didn't have a solidified quarterback coach after we fired Ken Dorsey. So maybe bringing in another coach, another quarterback coach to help with Josh Allen, maybe cut down on the overall interceptions that he did throw. Josh Allen, to me, is the best quarterback in the NFL when you consider his dual purpose, his mobility, his arm talent. Josh Allen is clearly the best. In this running back room, I think the Buffalo Bills could very well upgrade the running back room to James Cook. Yes, we had Latavius Murray. Yes, we had Damian Harris to start the year. Ty Johnson really started running the football awfully well, but maybe the Buffalo Bills consider bringing in Derrick Henry, who we all know is not going to be there with the Tennessee Titans this upcoming year. Also, Nick Chubb of the Browns. The Browns had a lot of success without Nick Chubb. Maybe another compliment to James Cook. We did have a three-headed monster using three running backs in 2023. Now, this offensive line, to me, has been super solidified with Aaron Kromer being here for year two. We're starting to see the value of Aaron Kromer and this entire offensive line. I think the front five is clearly solidified, but the concerns I do have is with Mitch Morris getting up in age, maybe we bring in another player to back up Mitch Morris to develop him in the background, as well as David Edwards, who I just mentioned is a free agent. The Bills did utilize 6 offensive linemen out there at times with David Edwards, so it could very well be beneficial to the Buffalo Bills to bring in yet another hybrid center guard that could also fill in when we call for 6 offensive linemen on the field. And yes, we got lucky with no injuries on this offensive line, but it would be nice to have another tackle in the background to develop for the future. Tight ends, Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, definitely solidified starters here for the foreseeable future, but Quentin Morris being a free agent, I think the Bills would benefit from bringing in another tight end here, maybe a little bit girthier, bigger tight end that is great at blocking, and this would kind of mitigate the need to have additional offensive linemen. If we have a big, strong tight end that can come in there and be an extension of this offensive line, we might not need to call 6 offensive linemen snaps or offensive plays. We would just utilize this tight end. Wide receiver clearly is starting to feel a little bit bleak. Stefon Diggs not talking to the media. Stefon Diggs kind of not necessarily having the season that he ultimately wanted, but I still think it's ultimately not having another dynamic threat on this team. Now, Gabe Davis, to me, he's got the grit. He's an ultimate teammate. He really did a lot for this Buffalo Bills offense, clearing things out for other players on this team. Yes, a lot of Bills fans are upset with the overall stats and production of a Gabe Davis, and I think Gabe Davis is going to hit free agency, and the Bills might just get outbid and not be able to bring him back. We have a guy working in the background like Justin Shorter, very tall, physical, fast wide receiver, and when we feed Stefon Diggs with these deep balls, we all know Josh Allen likes really throwing more of a line drive versus these high arcing passes. So I think we have to have a wide receiver that can high point that ball, that has strong hands, that can body guys out, especially down the field. Stephon Diggs is still a deep threat, but he is much more a better route runner and short to immediate route tree. Adam Henry, a wide receiver coach replacing Chad Hall, was the first year here with the Buffalo Bills. I think he will have a much better understanding of this offense altogether, combined with Joe Brady. Joe Brady was a little bit handcuffed. Even Josh Allen said, like, he really couldn't put his own flair on this offense because he did get promoted to OC during the season, and this was Ken Dorsey's offense. Plus, DJ Mangus really having to come in and learn this offense and just kind of help out with Joe Brady, but he's going to have a whole entire offseason. He had a lot of games here to learn this offense. So going into 2024, Joe Brady, Adam Henry, and DJ Mangus are all going to be much better versions of themselves. Moving on to the defensive side of the football with Daquan Jones, Leonard Floyd, Shaq Lawson, Jordan Phillips, and more being free agents for the Buffalo Bills, we have to somehow supplement these losses. And also AJ Epinesa. What is going to happen if we don't bring these guys back? And I think the Bills are definitely going to be eyeing this up through the NFL draft. I think it's clear as day the Bills are definitely going to be trying to retain AJ Epinesa, who we've groomed for the past 4 years. The Bills really need some help on the defensive side of the ball. And unfortunately for us, we really never got to see Von Miller and Leonard Floyd together. A fully 110% Von Miller. I don't know. He said he was back, but was he truly? It would be nice to bring back Leonard Floyd to this team. Also, Shaq Lawson definitely helped out and contributed. Jordan Phillips did some big-time things during the season. So how are the Buffalo Bills going to supplement this? Eric Washington, our coach, our defensive line coach, and also assistant head coach, helping out with Sean McDermott. Will the Buffalo Bills consider bringing back Leslie Frazier? The loss of Trey White, trading for Rasul Douglas, Christian Benford in year 2, Kyer Elam in year 2, Dane Jackson, now a free agent. I think it would be awesome to have someone else there to help get these guys up to speed. And I think Sean McDermott definitely is one of the best secondary coaches in the NFL. He knows defensive backs like the back of his hand. And I know if we're finding guys like Christian Benford late in the draft, if we're drafting Trey White 27th overall, there's no doubt in my mind that Sean McDermott can do it again and find some other pieces to replace a guy like Cam Lewis, who I do hope we bring back. Cam Lewis clearly progressing for the Buffalo Bills. Even DeMar Hamlin, but Micah Hyde is going to be a huge loss. And for these linebackers, Tyrel Dotson definitely started to step up, especially in his run defense, his run fits. Terrell Bernard offering a lot more speed and agility and acceleration and game-changing plays from that middle linebacker position. And against the Chiefs, we were down to A.J. Klein, who was on his way to Key West. The Bills were basically starting a third-string, fourth-string middle linebacker going against the Chiefs, and we can't afford to have that. So it's clear we need additional depth at linebacker, especially if we don't bring back Dotson. Terrell Bernard, Matt Milano are definitely going to be the starters for 2024. Balin Spector also showed a glimpse of excellence in 2023, but we need some additional pieces there that we could really rely on in case there are additional injuries. I think there's some strategies here that can consolidate things and save the Buffalo Bills additional money. I already mentioned maybe bringing in an additional tight end and not having to pay someone like David Edwards a pretty penny to be an extra offensive lineman on this field. If we draft and develop a blocking tight end, we might be able to get rid of that need in those 6 offensive lineman packages. If we bring in a free agent like Derrick Henry, forcing opposing defenses to stack the box against James Cook and Derrick Henry, maybe the Buffalo Bills will just roll out with Justin Shorter next year or a high draft pick wide receiver instead of paying Gabe Davis or another wide receiver a lot of money. We allocated a lot to Deontay Hardy, to Trent Sherfield, and we would have to probably sign Gabe Davis for a lot more money to make him stay here in Buffalo. Taylor Rapp is a free agent, but we could very well bring him back. But we do have some other guys back there like Damar Hamlin. You know, we really didn't know what to expect from Damar Hamlin this year after the incident that happened in 2022. You know, Damar Hamlin, to me, I think is going to be ready to go to maybe even play across from Jordan Poyer. It could very well be Jordan Poyer, Damar Hamlin as our starting safeties, which should help us in the cap space for 2024. Well, you merge the progression of our coaches, you merge the progression of our players, you merge what the Buffalo Bills are ultimately going to be doing this offseason. Brandon Beane already making moves and signing guys to the practice squad, including Andy Isabella, some other guys that the Bills could really rely on for this upcoming season. But I appreciate you guys all so much. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, subscribe, check the link in the description for the Buffalo Chicken Wing merch. Also, we have $50 off affiliate link there. Of course, Careers, giving you guys a certificate online to land a 100% remote job. That's how I found my full-time employment. They have tech sales, they have data analytics, you can become a UX, UI designer. There's all sorts of things that you could do, and they're directly tied to employers for you to get a job immediately. Truly appreciate you guys all so much. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and go Bills.